Baba Vanga's most famous Pierre d'Itaon's prophecy, coincidence, or a mystery that refuses to die. Hello, dear people. Many people are believers. I am, in principle, a moderate Orthodox Christian, and because of that, I have always been cautious about fortune tellers, sorceresses, divination, and claims about seeing the future. But there is an old idea that keeps coming back. When the facts speak, and the gods remain silent, perhaps it is worth listening. Few people have inspired as much fascination, controversy, and argument as the Bulgarian mystic known as Baba Vanga. Blind from childhood, she became famous across Bulgaria and eventually throughout the Soviet world. Ordinary people came to her. Politicians came, powerful men came, and after her death in 1996, something even stranger happened. Her name began appearing beside some of the most shocking events of the modern era. September 11, the Kursk submarine disaster, the assassination of Indira Gandhi, Barack Obama, climate disasters, and, according to some modern lists, even the possibility of World War II and contact with extraterrestrial life. But there is a problem, a very important one. How much of this did Baba Vanga actually say? And how much was added later? That question may be more fascinating than the prophecies themselves. The Mo Mandoa Kulse Baba Vanga was born as Vangelia Pandeva Dimitrova in 1911 in Strumica, then part of the Ottoman Empire, and today located in North Macedonia. She eventually became known simply as Vanga, or affectionately, Baba Vanga, meaning Grandmother Vanga. According to accounts of her early life, she lost her sight when she was still a child. Later, she became famous for claiming that she could perceive events that ordinary people could not. People began visiting her for advice about illnesses, family problems, missing relatives, and the future. Her reputation spread far beyond Bulgaria, and eventually, stories emerged that even Soviet officials and political figures had consulted her. But unlike a written scientific prediction, much of what Vanga supposedly said was transmitted through memories, testimonies, books, newspapers, and later retellings. That distinction matters, because when a prediction is written down before an event happens, we can examine it. When the only record appears after the event, things become much more complicated. And that is exactly where the story of Baba Vanga becomes fascinating. Kursk Submarine, one of the most famous examples, concerns the Russian submarine Kursk. The story says that sometime around 1980, Baba Vanga supposedly predicted Kursk will be covered with water and the whole world will weep over it. At the time, people allegedly assumed she was talking about the Russian city of Kursk. Then came August 2000. The nuclear-powered submarine Kursk sank in the Barents Sea. All 118 people aboard died. Suddenly, the old words about Kursk being covered by water sounded chillingly specific. The name matched. The month was close. The tragedy certainly caused worldwide mourning. But there is a crucial complication. The prediction was not securely documented in a contemporaneous recording or written source that can establish exactly when and how the words were spoken. That does not make the story meaningless, but it does mean we should call it what it is: a famous attribution, not a proven prophecy. And that distinction follows us through almost every famous Baba Vanga prediction. September 11. Perhaps no prediction associated with Baba Vanga is more famous than the attacks of September 11, 2001. According to popular retellings, she supposedly said in 1989, "American brethren will fall after being attacked by the steel birds." The interpretation seems obvious after the fact. Steel birds became the hijacked airplanes. American brethren became the United States, and, in some interpretations, the Twin Towers. For believers, the imagery is chilling. But skeptics immediately ask another question. Where is the original record? The phrase became widely circulated only after September 11. There is no securely authenticated pre-9/11 recording establishing that Vanga actually said these exact words in 1989. This is one of the biggest problems with the Baba Vanga legend. A sentence can sound extraordinarily precise after we know what happened. Before the event, however, the same sentence might have had dozens of possible meanings, and that is the difference between prophecy and interpretation. Indira Gandhi. Another story concerns Indian Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. According to the legend, Baba Vanga supposedly saw Gandhi in a vision and said something about an orange-yellow garment being associated with smoke and fire. In 1984, Indira Gandhi was assassinated by two of her Sikh bodyguards. She was wearing a saffron-colored sari. Saffron falls somewhere in the orange-yellow range. For believers, the connection is extraordinary. A world leader, a specific color, fire, and an assassination years later. But once again, the historical trail is difficult. The story exists in later accounts, but the evidence establishing the exact wording and date of the supposed prophecy is not comparable to a contemporaneous recording. So was it a genuine vision, a remarkable coincidence, or a story reshaped by later memory? We simply do not have enough evidence to know, and perhaps that uncertainty is what makes the story so compelling. THPROPCYOFROWNDH. Then comes one of the most personal claims. Baba Vanga died on August 11, 1996, in Bulgaria. Stories circulated that she had predicted the date of her own death. For believers, this is perhaps the ultimate confirmation. After all, what could be more convincing than someone accurately predicting the exact day of her own departure? But again, we have to separate the event from the claim. Her death date is a historical fact. The claim that she accurately predicted it beforehand is a matter of testimony and later reporting. And even if she did say the date, there is another possibility. She may simply have known that she was seriously ill. A person facing the end of life can sometimes make surprisingly accurate judgments about their own condition. So even here, the mystery survives. TG 1994 World Cup. But Baba Vanga was not always right. And this is where the story becomes more interesting. According to a popular account, she supposedly predicted that the 1994 World Cup final would involve two teams whose names began with the letter B. Sounds impressive. Except, the final was Brazil versus Italy. Brazil begins with B, Italy does not. The prediction failed. There is an amusing twist. Bulgaria reached the semifinals and defeated Germany before losing to Italy. So perhaps the prophecy was simply misunderstood. Or perhaps it was wrong. And that is something worth remembering whenever we hear about a supposedly perfect prophetic record. A person who makes many predictions will inevitably produce both hits and misses. The human brain is remarkably good at remembering the hits. The misses tend to disappear. T 2020 CL IMAT RICTOS. Another frequently repeated claim concerns 2022. According to reports circulating at the time, Baba Vanga supposedly predicted severe floods in parts of Asia and Australia, along with major droughts and water shortages. And in 2022, extreme weather events certainly occurred. Europe experienced severe drought conditions. Several countries faced major wildfires. Australia suffered significant flooding. News organizations even reported that some of the supposed predictions appeared to have come true. But here we encounter another problem. Extreme droughts and floods are not exactly rare events. And climate science had already established that rising temperatures were increasing the likelihood and severity of many extreme weather events. So if someone predicts there will be droughts and floods, how specific is that really? It depends on how precisely the prediction was recorded beforehand. And in Vanga's case, the original documentation is again difficult to establish. Barack Obama. Then there is Barack Obama. One widely circulated claim says Baba Vanga predicted that the 44th President of the United States would be African American. In 2009, Barack Obama became the 44th President. That sounds remarkable, but the story becomes much stranger. The same prophecy is sometimes extended to claim that Obama would be the last president of the United States. That obviously did not happen. Donald Trump succeeded Obama. Joe Biden followed Trump. Trump then returned to office. So we have a fascinating example of how prophecy narratives evolve. One part appears to match reality. Another part clearly does not. And yet the successful part survives online far more often than the failed one. The Tragedies for 2026, and now we arrive at the most frightening chapter. According to modern lists circulating online, Baba Vanga supposedly predicted that 2026 would bring the beginning of a new world war. Some versions also claim she predicted humanity's first contact with extraterrestrial life. It sounds like the perfect prophecy for the internet. World War II third. Aliens, the end of the world as we know it. But there is a serious problem. Researchers and journalists who have investigated the Baba Vanga phenomenon point out that many of these annual predictions cannot be traced to reliable primary sources. Some appear to have emerged years after her death. The Guardian reported in 2026 that many of the predictions attributed to Vanga were never recorded, and that her name has increasingly been used in online conspiracy theories, clickbait, and geopolitical narratives. The skeptic has similarly noted that people close to Vanga disputed some of the famous predictions, and that many claims became widely circulated only after her death. So when you hear Baba Vanga predicted World War III in 2026, the honest answer is not yes, she did. It is, this is a prediction attributed to her, but its authenticity is disputed. And that difference is enormous. So war did be a ba varelly perict. This may be the most uncomfortable question of all. Perhaps she really did possess extraordinary intuition. Perhaps she noticed things about people that others missed. Perhaps she was exceptionally good at reading human behavior. Perhaps her followers remembered her successful statements and forgot the unsuccessful ones. Perhaps some predictions were altered as they passed from person to person. Perhaps some were invented later, or perhaps there is something about her story we still do not understand. We don't know. And anyone who claims absolute certainty, either that Baba Vanga was a genuine prophet, or that everything attributed to her was fabricated, is going beyond what the evidence allows. What we can say is that her legend has become extraordinarily powerful. THEMY starway FTRT MY sty. There is an irony here. Baba Vanga died in 1996, but in a sense her prophetic career became even more successful after she was gone. Every major world event created a new opportunity to search her supposed words for a match. A terrorist attack. There was a prophecy. A war. There was a prophecy. A pandemic. There was a prophecy. A political election. There was a prophecy. A natural disaster. There was a prophecy. And now, every year, the internet asks, what did Baba Vanga predict for this year? That may be the most fascinating prophecy of all, not what she supposedly saw, but what we want her to have seen. Prophecies or coincidence. So, where does that leave us? The Kursk story is chilling. The September 11 story is unforgettable. The Indira Gandhi story is remarkably specific. The Obama prediction is fascinating. Her reported prediction of her own death is deeply intriguing. And the 2022 climate claims certainly sound impressive when viewed after the events. But none of these should automatically be treated as scientifically established evidence of supernatural foresight. The strongest criticism is simple. Where are the original records? Where is the dated manuscript? Where is the recording made before the event? Where is the independent witness who documented the exact words? Without those things, we are dealing with stories. Sometimes extraordinary stories. Sometimes remarkably detailed stories. But stories nonetheless. There is something undeniably fascinating about Baba Vanga. Perhaps it is because she lived in a world that has almost disappeared. A blind woman in rural Bulgaria became a figure known across an enormous political empire. People traveled hundreds of kilometers to sit in a small room and ask one question: what is coming? War, love, death, family, the future. And perhaps people did not necessarily need her to predict tomorrow. Perhaps they needed someone to tell them that tomorrow existed. That is why the legend survives, because uncertainty is one of the oldest fears of humanity. We want to know what happens next. We want someone to look into the darkness and tell us what is waiting there. Baba Vanga became one of the most famous people ever associated with that desire. Whether she truly saw the future, or whether generations of people simply saw the future through her, remains an open question. And perhaps that is why, decades after her death, we are still asking about her, still searching through her words, still comparing them with history, still wondering, was it prophecy? Was it coincidence? Was it interpretation? Or was there something else? We may never know. But one thing is certain. Baba Vanga is gone. The predictions remain. And the mystery is still alive. May she rest in peace. Amen.